The boxers have been given their instructions. The seconds are out. The crowd is ready for another edition of Shoulder Roll Virtual Boxing with your presenter, the boxing historian, Greg Rashid.
Swati crop to everyone out there, which means hello in Thai. This is Greg Rashid with another edition of the Shoulder Roll Virtual Boxing Podcast. I'm really feeling great today. I always feel great, but I'm really feeling great. I hope you enjoyed the program today. And if you're new to the program, yes, I'm in Bangkok, Thailand. Retired here and loving it. I can't believe it. I've been here for 7 years? No, 8 years. Oh, my goodness. That's amazing. That's really amazing. You know, and I haven't been in America since 2021. So that's something. That's really something. But this show is something. And if you're new to the program, just give you some idea of what we do here. We do fantasy fights. Just what-if fights. What would happen if Muhammad Ali fought Mike Tyson? What would happen if Deontay Wilder fought Joe Louis? We just use different modes of games, computer games, card and dice games, mix things up, and we just create fantasy fights. And if you're listening to the program, that means you're a boxing aficionado, and you do that a lot yourself. You sit around and say, I wonder if these two got it on. What would happen if there was a time machine and we can go back and get Jack Johnson and have him fight Tyson Fury, something like that. I know you do that. So just sit back and relax as we do this show today. In today's show, we're going to have, we're using Title Bout PC2. Great game. I always use on here a number of games. I mean, all these games I use are really great. And it was created by Jim Trunza. And today's event is going to be two legends who never got, they barely made it as far as actually fighting each other. I'm talking about Azumah Nelson versus Manny Pacquiao. That should be a classic. And we have as our commentator, as always, Knockout Nigel. And if you want the schedule to be a promoter for an upcoming fight, just let me know. Wherever you listen to this program, just drop me a line and say, as so many people have done this, say, I want these folks to get together. And I do have some new fighters, but it's kind of limited, but I do have some new fighters. So, yeah, you can put in, even we have some women fighters. We put them on the program. So just let me know. And also, if you want to be a Patreon, as so many people have become Patreons of the show, just go to patreon.com, look for Ringside Fantasy Fights and News, and just consider $1 a month, whatever you can do, so we can keep this show going, make it professionally done, have a better mic, better equipment, just everything, because it's all for you. You know, we try to do our best for the listeners out there. So we're going to get right now to the fight, and this is Knockout Nigel. This is going to be Nelson versus Pacquiao on the Shoulder Roll Virtual Boxing Podcast.
Cheers, fight fans. This is Knockout Nigel, your humble commentator, reporting live from the Electric Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas, where the air is thick with anticipation. We've got an absolute barn burner on our hands tonight as two legends of the featherweight division collide. The lightning-fast, power-punching Filipino icon, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao, and the relentless, iron-chinned Ghanaian warrior, Azumah the Professor Nelson. Before we dive into the action, let's take a moment to appreciate the storied careers of these two gladiators. Manny Pacquiao, the whirlwind from General Santos City, a man who's risen from poverty to become an 8-division world champion, known for his blinding speed, explosive combinations, and that devastating left cross. And across from him, Azumah Nelson, the African legend, a man who's faced the likes of Salvador Sanchez, Pernell Whitaker, and Jeff Fenech, a technician with dynamite in both hands and a chin carved from granite. Tonight, they meet in a fantasy matchup that has the boxing world on the edge of their seats. And here we go. Round 1. The fighters meet at ring center, and immediately Pacquiao is on the front foot. The Pac-Man darts in with that trademark aggression, and bang, a sharp left hook lands flush on Nelson's jaw. Nelson shakes it off, but Pacquiao isn't done. He fires off a rapid combination, but Nelson slips and counters, making Manny miss. Now Pacquiao resets. Oh, a stinging straight left cross snaps Nelson's head back. And another one. Nelson's knees buckle for a second, but the veteran steadies himself. He's been here before. He knows how to weather storms. But Manny is pouring it on. Wait. Nelson suddenly clinches, tying Pacquiao up to slow the onslaught. Smart move from the professor. The referee breaks them, and now Nelson fires back. Crack. A short, brutal uppercut lands under Manny's chin. Pacquiao's eyes go wide. And another uppercut. Dear me. That one was a crushing blow. Manny Pacquiao is down. The crowd erupts as the Filipino superstar hits the canvas. Pacquiao is up at the count of 2. He's tough as nails, but Nelson smells blood. The Ghanaian legend steps in. JAB lands. Another UPPERCUT. And, oh my goodness, a monstrous left hook detonates on Pacquiao's temple. And down he goes again. Manny rolls onto his side, takes a deep breath, and rises at 4. But Nelson isn't letting him off the hook. He stalks forward, measuring. Bam! A straight right cross lands clean. Pacquiao is on unsteady legs. Nelson clinches again, smothering any chance of a counter, then breaks and whack, a left hook to the body. And now, devastating. A thunderous right cross sends Pacquiao crashing to the mat for the 3rd time in the round. The crowd is in absolute shock. Referee Ruby Goldstein has seen enough. He waves it off at 2:30 of the very first round. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 knockdowns, the winner by technical knockout. Azumah Nelson. What a stunning, brutal display from the African legend. Nelson came in with a perfect game plan, absorbed Pacquiao's early fire, then unleashed hell with those uppercuts and hooks. Manny, usually the one dishing out punishment, found himself on the receiving end of a ferocious beating tonight. Kiki, the ring card girl, didn't even get a chance to open this bubbly on my table. Oh well, I will return you to our Bangkok studio. This is Knockout Nigel. Cheers.
Now that's a fight there I could actually see happening, and the result being like that. You know, as I was listening to that fight, I was just thinking about when Pacquiao fought Juan Manuel Márquez, and he knocked him down. Knocked him down in the first round, and eventually, you know, in their last fight, he just knocked him cold. But I could see that. I could see Pacquiao getting decked by Azumah Nelson. Azumah Nelson, a lot of folks slept on him, but amazing fighter. Hall of Famer, just amazing fighter. If you don't know much about Azumah, you know, Google, look him up, and look at some of his fights. It's amazing. And Pacquiao, obviously, amazing fighter. And it's a funny thing. He keeps talking about he's going to be fighting. In fact, 2 years ago, he was over here in Bangkok, and they were supposed to have a fight here. And I was looking forward to it, but it fell through. It never happened. So maybe he will eventually fight again. I don't know, but we'll see. But anyway, we're going to get to some boxing news here with Jessica. So let's see what Jessica has to talk about on the Shoulder Roll Virtual Boxing Podcast.
Shakur Stevenson has reportedly opted out of his second fight of his two-fight contract with Eddie Hearn's Matchroom and will be working with promoter Lou DiBella for his title defense of his WBC lightweight strap against William Zepeda on the July 12th card in New York City. Stevenson signed with Hearn in 2024 and fought just once, stopping the electrician Josh Padley in the 9th round on February 22nd in Riyadh. Hearn had wanted to schedule a fight for Shakur against Joe Cordina last October, but he suffered a hand injury while training. Dan Rafael reports that Shakur, 23-0, 11 KOs, has hired DiBella on a flat fee for the Zepeda, 33-0, 27 KOs, fight that will make much less than a promoter that had him under contract. He'll be a free agent after that. He says Stevenson is getting a mid-seven-figure payday for the Zepeda fight, so Shakur will get a payday between $4 million and $7 million for the Zepeda fight. It'll be less expensive for Shakur with DiBella than it would be if he were still under contract with Hearn. Some fans on social media view Stevenson's decision to leave Hearn as an act of ingratitude and betrayal. After all, he'd helped get his name out there by praising him in interviews, and he'd given him an easy fight against Padley rather than a dangerous one against the Cuban knockout artist Jadier Herrera on the February 22nd card. Hearn could have thrown Shakur in with Herrera, and he would have had to run from the 22-year-old because he has one-punch power. The following was written by Alejandro Avila. The retired athlete to boxing pipeline is heating up. Former 11th overall NBA pick and Syracuse standout Michael Carter-Williams is moving on to amateur boxing after spending 9 seasons in the association. Carter-Williams, the 2014 NBA Rookie of the Year, will debut on the canvas in May. Standing at 6 feet 6 inches and weighing approximately 190 pounds, Carter-Williams brings an athletic frame to the boxing ring. Uprising Promotions will be sponsoring the event. According to Sports Illustrated's Chris Mannix, MCW is set to fight on May 29th in New York. Despite leading a disappointing campaign for the Sixers after his Roy campaign, Carter-Williams managed to stick around in the NBA for nearly a decade, averaging a career 10.2 points, 4.3 rebounds, and 4.3 assists across 6 teams. MCW's not the first hooper to hit the canvas. Former NBA guard and tiny dunker Nate Robinson debuted in 2020 against none other than internet celebrity and boxer Jake Paul. Former NFL Pro Bowlers Le'Veon Bell and Adrian Peterson also put on the gloves to duke it out, with Bell emerging as the victor after knocking out AP. The following was written by Toby Morgan. A former long-reigning heavyweight champion is set to return to the ring after suffering back-to-back defeats. It has been almost 1 year since former WBC heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder was knocked out in brutal fashion by the hard-hitting Zhilei Big Bang Zhang in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The 39-year-old from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, was blasted out in the 5th round by the heavyweight veteran on the Queensberry vs. Matchroom 5 vs. 5 show last June, making it 4 defeats in his last 5 outings for the Bronze Bomber. Despite his disappointing run of form, Wilder is now gearing up for his long-awaited return to the ring and is even targeting an opportunity to regain a version of the World Heavyweight Championship in the near future. Speaking to TMZ Sports, Wilder made no mistake in backing himself to return to the very top of the heavyweight division as he targets all the belts. "I'm coming back for all the belts. You know, the heavyweight division, I brought it back years ago in 2015, and I'm going to bring it back again." Wilder will face countryman Tyrrell Herndon on June 27th at the Charles Koch Arena in Wichita and says he is not overlooking his opponent. "I'm taking him seriously. We've got a lot of fights lined up for this year, 2 for sure, but 3 maybe. It's going to be a great fight whilst it lasts, but this warm-up, tune-up, I'm taking it serious. And once completing the task, then we move on into the limelight of the bigger and better fights. This is the tester."
Thank you very much for those reports, Jessica. And, Deontay, just retire. I mean, he really should retire because, listening to what he was saying in that article. I mean, he sounds delusional. He just really sounds delusional. I think he has his money, so he should just lay back and just relax, because he's the type of guy who, he had one skill, that knockout punch. He never really developed anything else. He was, great. I'll give it to you. He was, in his time, a very good heavyweight champion. But at his age now, he's not going to change. He's not going to change. He doesn't have the defense. The power could still be there. But, in the fights I've seen him in the last two fights, he seems slower, lethargic. Just retire. Just retire. But anyway, hope you enjoyed those reports. And as I always say, this show is also a boxing variety show. We do music, and I'm going to do this song. I was doing some research, and I found this guy I'd never heard of, Hamtree Harrington. And when I looked him up, I said, I've seen him in old movies, but didn't know his name. But he was a comedian at the turn of the 20th century, did a lot of vaudeville, Broadway, and was in movies. And this is a song he did called You're Talking to the Wrong Man Now. So let's hear that on the Shoulder Roll Virtual Boxing Podcast. And this is from 1925. So let's hear this.
$100 was offered me by circus man today to catch a lion who had busted through his cage and got away. The $100 sounds good and sweet, and that I do declare. But I thought about the danger, so I told him then and there that you is talking to the wrong man now. Yes, sir, you is talking to the wrong brother now. Why, I wouldn't dare do it for $1.5 million. Fool me, get the real line, you make me laugh. I turned down nothing as rude. Got no education, never been to nobody's school. Now I may be crazy, but I ain't no fool. And you talking to the wrong man now. Last Tuesday morning, a personal friend whose name is Frank said to me, you and I go out and rob a bank. He said he'd only catch it up, and I must grab the door. He was heap much surprised to hear me say that there ain't nothing doing more. 'Cause you is talking to the wrong man now. You have got the wrong brother picked out now. Why, I wouldn't dare do it for $1.5 million. Who me turn a bandit? Not so. You make me laugh. Now, please don't think that I am a crank, and I hope that you understand me frank. Now, I'll go in a hen coop, but not in a bank. So you talking to the wrong man now.
All right. Thought I'd give you a little Zydeco. Haven't done any Zydeco in quite a while, and that was Rosie Lettet. And only entertainer I would have given up everything and been a roadie for. And just like traveled the road, picked up equipment, anything she needed. I would have done Rosie Lettet. If you don't know Rosie Lettet, it's Ledet. Check her out. I mean, Rosie something, and that was Mind Your Own Business. And then we started to set off with Hamtree Harrington from 1926, and actually 1925, and you're talking to the wrong man now. Hope you enjoyed that on the Shoulder Roll Virtual Boxing Podcast, where we go a little bit everywhere with the music. You never know what we put on here. But anyway, we're going to get out of here right now. Hope you enjoyed the fight today between Pacquiao and Azumah Nelson. And as I always say, go in love and go in peace. Help someone along the way. When you get up in the morning, get up, get out of the bed, look in that mirror, give yourself a big hug, and say, I love myself. And if you're sight impaired, get up, hug yourself, and say, I love myself. Because if you don't love yourself, you can't do anything. You can't love anything. You can't do anything because you don't love yourself. So really love yourself, and then do what you can in your community, wherever you are in this universe. Pick up trash where you see it. Help a senior in need, a young person in need, an animal that may be in distress. But do what you can to make it a better place. We're all on this big blue ball together. We can have differences of opinion, but we're all here together. So do what you can to make it a better place. There's wars and rumors of wars out there. And do, like I always say, I'm only 2 hours away from a genocidal war that's going on in Myanmar, Burma, for some of you who don't know the new name. But anyway, so do what you can to make it a better place. And just try, no matter the situation, to bring some positive attitude and just spirit to wherever you are. But again, this is Greg Rashid. Go in love and go in peace. Again, I want to thank everyone who's been tuning in, who continues to tune in. This program is just growing and growing. And just tell a friend to tell a friend about the Shoulder Roll Virtual Boxing Podcast. So we'll see you next time. Take care.
Thanks for tuning in. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thanks, and have a great day.